All right, welcome everybody. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. It is 8:27 a.m. here in beautiful Hawaii. 8:47 in beautiful Hawaii. I'm going to bring in the other group right now. And as soon as they're in, we're going to go ahead and get started for the day. We're going to bring in the other community right now. And as soon as they're here, we'll get started. Welcome everybody. It looks like, there we are. We're live in both places. Let's make sure. Live on YouTube as well. This is the issue with going live on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook has all these controls which make life very, very complicated. And soon enough, we're going to get on Facebook all together. We're going to get out all together. Let's see. Are we live? Yep, looks like we are live in YouTube as well. All right, good. That's live. All right, let's see what's going. All right, everybody, how you doing? Welcome. I wanted to just quickly. It's 8:28 right now. Just quickly just check in with you guys and talk with you just for a moment. Okay, looks like Facebook. We're streaming too high. Hopefully on Facebook it's not jumping all around, twitching and stuff. But then what we can do. Hello Stella, how you doing? I can't put your comments on the screen anymore. Is what it is. Stella, tell me, is it skipping over there on Facebook because we're too robust? We're in 4K on YouTube. Could be a problem with Facebook. Facebook is giving us trouble. But anyway, people, here it is. Here's what we're talking about. Hey, Amy Dennis, I kind of saw a comment come over here. How you doing? Listen. I wanted to just give you some words today. I've been thinking about words that Dewan gave me, and those words are right here on the screen. These are the words I want us to be thinking about just for a moment today. Commitment lasts longer in community. Commitment lasts longer in community. Stella says, my skin is clear. No, it's super clear and your skin is popping. Okay, so I guess it's working. I wish I could bring comments on the screen. I guess it's working. Stella, thank you. I'll take it. Skin is clear. That's part of that. That's what happens. Spend enough time being as healthy as possible. Spend enough time being as healthy as possible, making the right decisions, and things start to clear up. It's not going to take away the grays, but it might clear you up. You see a little bit of discoloration right there. I did my 23andMe, the ancestry. Turns out I have 15% European. There it is right there. That's my 15% European right there. I was in the sun like 3 days straight, all day just baking, cooking. And I got a little something right there. That's my 16% European. That's something else. I got, she said British, Irish. I even had some Scandinavian in there. That's where it's at right there. All right, everybody. So I want to talk with y'all. There. Commitment lasts longer in community. And Dewan sent that to me, and I immediately knew the truth of it. How many of you, when you heard that language, recognize the truth of that for yourself as well? How many of you, as soon as you heard it, you recognize the truth of that statement as well? Commitment lasts longer in community. Every time I hear Sarah start talking about recommitting to the diet, she's always talking about me, I and Genevieve, or me and Almise, or me and such are going to commit. Because for her, to do it in community makes everything easier. It makes everything easier. Many of us on the wellness side of this conversation, those of us who are in the wellness community over there, are thinking about weight and thinking about our health and thinking about recommitting to the actions, to the practices, to the foods that create health. They create all the health. Rosalind Collins, what's up, girl? They create health. So on that side here, in the wellness side, the wellness community that's watching right now, many of us, since it's Wednesday, weighed in today. We only weigh in once a week, y'all who are not in RPP, y'all who are not in the wellness community. We weigh in once a week on that side. Folks who are trying to get their health together. They want to see how things are changing. They want to look at the scale and see what that is saying about how their body's changing in reaction to doing some things, in reaction to commitment to dietary and lifestyle practices that create optimal well-being. But Dewan called us to think today about community, about the who. About the who. Who are we leaning on as we attempt to make a commitment? What are you committing to? I'm talking to both of y'all on both sides. In the wellness community and those of you who are not in the wellness community, what are you committing to? What's important to you? What have you decided that it's time right now to do? Yesterday we talked about it being the time right now. Now is the time. Time for what? What came to mind yesterday when we talked about nowing things, bringing some things into the now? What came to mind? I think it's important to begin to take an extra step. Take one extra step after you discover what it is after you discover what it is that you want to commit to. I think it's important to ask yourself, now, how will I lean on community in accomplishing that goal, in giving some energy, time, effort, attention to the thing that I have decided to commit to? How will I lean on community? How will I use community in order to commit more deeply? How will I do that? This is the question. I've made a commitment recently to write a book. I'm writing a book about brotherhood. I'm writing a book right now about brotherhood. So this morning when I got up on the treadmill, which I'm standing on right now, I got on this treadmill and I began to walk. I'll show you. This is what I did. I began to walk, and I knew that today was a day that I've committed to writing. And one of my brothers, Daniel Scheinfeld Rodriguez, is coming over today, and we're going to write together. We got study hours, where we can spend some time committed to our craft, committed to our artistic endeavors. So I got in here and I started walking. And those of you who this is your first time here with us, you don't know what this is that I'm doing. I'm walking on a treadmill right now. And part of what I do every day is walk on this treadmill, because I have a practice of using my steps, using rhythm and chanting at the same time to impose upon the reality outside of my body, to infuse the world with the thoughts that I have, using rhythm. And I use rhythm for a reason. I don't know if any of you are like me, but I remember it being very difficult to meditate and try to get to a place of complete stillness or complete quiet, bring my thoughts back to my breathing. Those things were kind of difficult for me to get completely quiet, completely still, that stillness. That was not so easy for me. That wasn't the easiest thing for me to accomplish. And what I decided to do is think about it. What is the objective of meditation? For me, my objective was to clear my mind of thoughts that were not beneficial, clear my mind of all the chaotic thoughts that are just intrusive and things that just come flying at me all the time. Clear my mind of all of that. That was one of my intentions, number one, to clear my mind. But number two, I thought it was a great opportunity to inundate myself with something. There's other meditative practices out there. There's a particular practice in LA, and folks pay a lot of money to go learn how to do this particular meditative practice. They pay $5,000 to go get it. At the end of that $5,000 training, they get a mantra. It's in another language. They don't know what it means, but it's something they repeat over and over and over and over and over. And they don't tell anybody what it is, and they keep quiet about it, but it's this mantra. They say it over and over and over and over and over. And I remember when I heard that, I thought, that's interesting. There's words you don't really know the meaning of, and you say them over and over and over and over and over, and somehow that beating of that language moves everything else out, and it becomes everything eventually. And I thought, wow, I don't want to pay the $5,000, but what can I repeat? And I started to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I timed them with my feet. I said, let me use rhythm. Let my feet be, that boom, 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 the rhythm of the drum. I said, let me take this to Africa real quick. So I used rhythm, and 1, 2, 3, 4 was interesting, but I thought, wait a minute. What if I timed words to that instead of just 1, 2, 3, 4 to beat away the intrusive thoughts? What if I timed words that had specific power, specific energy to them, and specific resonance and meaning for me? So not only am I beating away all the intrusive thoughts, but I'm beating into the world, beating into my own subconscious, beating words that matter to me, words that I want to become who I am, words that have an energy that I want to be the energy of my entire existence. So I started doing that. And today, because I knew Danielle was coming over and we're going to be writing, I started to beat words into my mind that I thought would be beneficial for this writing process. So this morning, as I was walking, the words that I was saying to myself in that same rhythm as 1, 2, 3, 4, as my feet boom, 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 and I felt the vibrations of my feet hitting the ground. The words I just chose today were, because I'm writing about brotherhood, this just came to me. What was it? Oh, it was, I am America's brother. I am America's brother. Now, let me tell you why I did that. Am America's brother. Some of y'all thinking, why would he? What? You got to write a book today. You're writing about brotherhood. People coming over. You want to commit to it. You're talking about community. I am America's brother. Now, here's why I did that. That mantra, that language, is language that would be appropriate well beyond my having completed the book that I'm working on. I used language in my mantra that was a language that would be most appropriate for me to use well after I completed the thing that I intend to work on later today. So I went in my mind well past the completion of my book. Not only was the book complete, but in my mind, I was saying words that were appropriate for the version of me where I'm traveling around the world speaking because of the book. Because the book has become so popular, people call me all over the world to speak about brotherhood. And as I'm out there walking or as I'm out there speaking all over the world, I saw myself doing this. I was on stages everywhere. I realized someone had said that to me, that I'm America's brother, and I liked it. So I said, you know what? That's the language I'm going to use today. I am America's brother, because I am. I've dedicated my life to brotherhood, and I'm dedicating part of my life moving forward to creating a movement, a brotherhood movement, where men all over the world will begin to recognize the power of brotherhood, the opportunity that being brotherly and part of men's groups gives us to be our greatest selves, to be people who are committed to the well-being of those around us. And I want to do that. I want to spend time going all over telling men, listen, we got an opportunity. We got an opportunity to create, maintain, be a part of men's groups, just like I have here in Hawaii. All my brothers here in Hawaii, I have it, and it is part of the foundation of who I am. It has made my existence here beautiful. So I'm going to commit. I'm going to be doing that as things move forward. So I've decided that one of the ways in which I am going to utilize community to commit to brotherhood is, number one, today I'm going to lean on my brother Daniel when he comes over here. And because he's coming, I'm going to sit down with him and we're going to get creative and start writing. He's working on his own book right now of poetry. I'm working on this book that's going to express to the world that we've got a great opportunity, men, to be brothers. Yeah. I'm going to lean on my brother. Who are you leaning on? What are you committed to? What is it that you want to accomplish moving forward? Let's spend just a moment, just today before I let you go, spend just a moment thinking about what it is that you would like to commit to and spend some time focusing on and leaning on community to help you accomplish it. Those of us on the wellness side of this conversation, those of y'all over there, I know you've got some bodily goals. Some of you have decided you want to be optimally healthy and have an optimal weight. Be at your optimal weight for your height and age and all that. You want to be at your optimal weight. You know what those numbers are. If that's what you want to do, let's say I'm aiming at being optimal. Now, next question, how will you lean on community to help you get there? Sarah always gets with someone as she recommits. Will you do that? Who's the person you check in with on a daily basis? See how it's going as you both try to get towards your commitment. You don't have to have the same commitment. You don't have to have the same goal. But who is the person? How are you leaning on community to make sure that your commitment lasts long enough for you to get there? What are you committing to? And how will you build community in order to help you get there? What are you committed to? How will you build community to help you get there? Think about it for a moment. What are you committed to? How will you build community to help you get there? Just spend a moment thinking about it. If you need to close your eyes, you see me all the time. I'm up here every time I'm on here, my eyes are closed. Just think about it for a moment. What do you really want to commit to today? Once you have a picture of what that is, how will you lean on community in order to help you get there? What do you want to commit to? What do you want to accomplish? What matters to you? What's something that would be so cool if you accomplished that? What's something that would be amazing? What's something that you could accomplish, you could commit to and accomplish that would make you so proud of yourself? Not just, oh, happy. No, I mean proud, like really proud. Like, look what I did. What's something worthy of your commitment? What's something you know you should have done a long time ago but didn't? We're fearful about. What's something that your children need to see you do because you've been talking about it for a long time, but you haven't done it? What's something your partner would really benefit from watching you do? What's something your younger self would be very proud of you for doing? What's something your God kids would really smile about and brag about if you committed to and accomplished? What's something your family would be really proud of you for accomplishing if you really committed to it right now? What's something that could change your entire life if you committed to it right now? What's an element of your life that you can get rid of, like just let go of completely, remove from your reality if you committed to the removal, if you committed to replacing it with something else? What is something you could replace in your life right now? What is something you could commit to replacing? What's a practice, a daily practice you could commit to that would cause you to become more of who you really, really are? What's a small thing you could change, make a commitment to changing right now that would change everything in a big way in the future? What's a small commitment that's got lots of leverage? When I first began walking on this journey, this health journey I'm on right now, when I first began walking, I realized that I had a way of stacking functions in my walk. I would walk and I would listen to doctors who were at the leading edge of research around health. I would listen to doctors that were really kind of digging in and figuring things out, right? And I would walk and listen. I stacked two things together. And the more I walked, the more I learned. The more I walked, the more I learned. The more I learned, the more committed I was. The more I listened to those doctors, and I used to Google around and find conference videos. You know how you go to a conference and then since you're an attendee, they'll say, listen, don't worry about writing all the notes. We're going to record everything. We'll put up online for you guys to access all the notes from all the courses you went to. Don't worry about writing notes. I would find those recordings. I would find where attendees were going to watch all these things, and I'd watch it all as if I was there, as if I had attended the New Zealand low carb event. I went and watched every minute of every lecture, and I did it while I was walking. I listened to it while I was walking. If I heard something amazing, I'd be like, okay, I gotta watch that one again and watch it so I can see the slides, right? I would stack the functions. And I realized because I was walking and I had this practice of stacking things together, I learned a lot and I learned it fast. I traveled the world going to every event I could. I found doctors who I listened to every single thing every lecture that doctor had, and I watched them grow in their own, as they learned more, they taught more and taught. I went through the entire trajectory until I had synthesized thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of information and realized something. After I'd seen enough of it, I'd walked enough miles and listened to enough, I realized that there was a common solution beneath so many of the problems that people were experiencing. There was this common solution to all of it. You all now know that common solution as RPP. as the dietary and lifestyle practices we talk about in RPP. Y'all know that. That's what you know it to be right now. But I got there by committing to walking and then committing to stacking functions on top of that walking. So me deciding to walk, me deciding to listen to something while I walk changed my entire life. Not only did I completely reverse all of my health issues, for those of you who are not here on the wellness community, those of you who are just on YouTube, listen, I was sick. I was 275 pounds. I'm 5'9" and a half. So 275 on this frame is large. I was in trouble. I was unhealthy. I was hurting. I was depressed. I was messed up. Diabetic. I had GERD. I was terrible. And not only that, slight little change. I'm going to walk every day. I got out of my house and walked to my boy Mendoza's house, which is about, I don't know, a mile or so away. I walked to Mendoza's house and walked back. And when I first got started, that was a lot. To walk a mile that way, turn around and walk back, that was a lot. But I committed to doing it. I committed to listening to something while I was doing it. And as I did that every day, is Mendoza around? He's not, if car's not there, he's not home. Walk down the street, see if his wife's mom is there. If she's there, I say hi, hey, how you doing? You know, try to practice my Spanish a little bit with her. If they weren't there, kept going, came all the way back home. Did it every day while listening to information that I needed to hear. And as I did that every day when I listened and I heard people in the audience asking questions, I imagined I was in the audience. So now I'm a person in my mind that travels the world and follows these doctors to learn more and more and more. And I walk every day. Every day I was getting one step closer to the reality that I wanted. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be optimally healthy. I didn't want to have any disease at all. Not even one. Nothing. I wanted to sleep laying down. That was a big goal of mine, to sleep laying down. I wasn't able to sleep laying down. My reality was terrible. While laying down, the reflux was so bad that I would almost regurgitate into my mouth and wake me up. All this burning now because all the juices came up. And I wanted to be able to sleep laying down instead of sitting up, which I had to do. I wanted my guts to act right instead of having diarrhea for a year, which I had. So I made a commitment, which seemed small at the time. Walk to Mendoza's. Turn around, walk back. Tiny commitment. Leverage in the future. Look where I am now. From 275 to 100 plus pounds down. And maintaining it easily, effortlessly. Tiny adjustment back then. Huge. Huge benefit. What do you want to commit to today? What do you want to commit to? What do you want to commit to? What's the small change you're willing to make right now that's going to make a big change later on? Now, how are you going to lean into community in order to do it? When I got started, it was just me. It was just me. But I knew if I walked to Mendoza, I might see him. He'd get used to me seeing him, and his wife Aleda, her mom down the street. If I went over there, they get used to. I was leaning on. I'm gonna go to my friend's house, then walk by their family's house, then walk myself back home, then wave at people on the way that I see every day. I was going to use my own physical community to bump into members of my community on a daily basis. I was using them as targets, as stops along the way. I was also in a brotherhood group back then in LA. And I told my brothers one day, I said, listen guys, I have decided something. It was my turn to speak. You know, we asked in my men's groups, every time a man attends one of the groups, we all get asked 2 questions. And the first question is, how are you really doing? Each person gets asked this. We get in a circle and we start. And someone will ask one of the men in the group this first question, how are you really doing? And then everybody else gets quiet. We shut up and listen. And I said, you know what? I have a new commitment. A new commitment. My commitment that day, I'll never forget. I told them, you guys, because I had learned enough at this point. I said, you guys, I'm going to lose. I'm committed to losing 2.5 pounds a week. I'm excited about it. I'm doing it no matter what. 2.5 pounds a week. I'm losing that 2.5 pounds a week. And they let me talk and do all that stuff. They were like, this dude's crazy. That's 10 pounds a month. So I'm doing it. And I'm doing that for 10 months. I told them. I straight up, I'm losing 2.5 pounds a week, and that's 10 pounds a month, and I'm gonna do that for 10 months, and I'm gonna drop 100 pounds. They were like, I remember one of my brothers told me, like, man, why don't you just like aim at 20? You know, he was worried for me. Why don't you start there, like with a smaller goal? And he loves me because he didn't want me to fail. Blake told me, like, man, why don't you aim at something a little smaller, you know? But no, I was committed to dropping 100 pounds. They said, well, how can we support you? I said, every week I want you to ask me, how many pounds down? How many pounds down? That next week, I showed up. He said, how you really doing? I said, I'm great. How many pounds down? 4. Damn, you ahead of schedule. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. In 11 months or so, I was down 115 pounds. But we met every week back then. My brotherhood group in LA, we met every week. Back then, every week. Now I do every other week here in Hawaii. But every week, Derek Chin, how you doing, brother? Every week we met back then. And every week I showed up knowing that they were going to ask me. Knowing that I was going to have to report. I made a commitment. Then I leaned on community. And eventually, when I was down 100 and whatever it was, people started asking questions. What on earth is going on here? And then one of my friends said, listen, you got to create a course. We got to teach this, start doing that. And then community, boom, exploded. That turned into all of y'all in the wellness community. That's what happened. The community was born. And now you have an opportunity to tap into each other in order to help your commitment be more firm. Commitment lasts longer in community. What are you committing to? What are you committing to? And how will you lean on community to help that commitment last a little longer? Dewan, thank you for this language. Commitment lasts longer in community. Commitment lasts longer in community. What are you committed to? What are you committing to right now? I would say commit to something bold. Commit to something extraordinarily bold. I'm committing to finishing my book. I'm committing to, when that book is finished, going on tour, talking about that book, and really launching a crusade, a brotherhood crusade, a crusade to launch brotherhood into the minds of men, to talk to them about the opportunity they have to come together, to hold each other up, to hold each other accountable, to be more than they've been, to be all that they can possibly be, to express themselves fully, to learn how to listen to one another, to learn how to support each other, to learn how to see their community as an opportunity to be of service, to learn how to see the people in their community as folks that need them, know how to support each other. I'm committed to that. I'm committed to going around and speaking about it all the time. You know, when I was in my walk this morning and I began to, I was doing my chant, I am America's brother. I am America's brother. I saw myself on stages, and those stages were different kinds of stages. Sometimes they were graduations. I saw myself this morning at funerals, talking about a brother that had died and the ways in which his life had been a blessing to other people. That was beautiful to me this morning as I saw that. I saw that coming. I am America's brother. Remember, that is language that's far beyond what I have to do today. It's far beyond the finishing of the thing I'm talking about doing. It's way after that. It's so far after that that I've become known as America's brother. I saw all of that. I saw all of that. I also saw in the book. I saw all these little sub-chapters in the book. There were so many of them. And one of them said, brotherhood saves lives. I wrote it down, and when I saw it, I was like, ooh. Brotherhood saves lives. And what came to mind is a time before I had my brotherhood group in Los Angeles. And one of my ways of bringing people together back then was to get my guys together and we would drink and go out. It was still communal, but it wasn't the same kind of attention to our needs and what was going on with us that I decided to do later on. But back then what we did was get together and we would drink and go out and have fun in LA. And one of my brothers who used to come with us to do that, he would come and we would drink and we'd forget about our problems and we would have fun together, communal, but different. One day I got a phone call. He and his wife were having a little trouble and they were frustrated. She decided to come stay at our house for a little bit because they weren't in a good place. So she comes over and stays at our house for a few weeks, and they schedule to go to therapy. And they go to therapy one day, and during this particular therapy, she tells him, this isn't it. It wasn't right for her. It wasn't right. There wasn't going to be any repair. This was not going to work out. She's staying in my house while this is happening. This is not going to work out. He hears that, doesn't like it, goes home, gets out a gun, a shotgun, by the way, puts it to his chest, and pulls the trigger. That always stuck with me, that he put the gun basically at his heart. How much does your heart need to be hurting to put a shotgun to it and blow your heart out of your body? It really stuck with me that that's where he decided to place that gun. He decided to put it at his heart. That really did something to me. His heart, he was suffering emotionally that much. And you know what else hits me? I was around him and I didn't understand that. I didn't know it. I did not know how badly he was feeling, how poorly he was doing. I didn't know. Oh my goodness. I didn't know. I am committed to knowing how my brothers are doing. I'm committed to asking them all the time, how are you really doing? This group, the group I'm involved in, that was born right after that, I realized I got to do something a little deeper. I felt my own pain. I felt my own struggle. I was frustrated in my own relationship. I needed my guys. I needed somebody to talk to. I was in therapy, but it wasn't enough. I needed community. So now, all the guys in my life, I ask them all the time, how are you really doing? And then I shut up and I listen and I watch and I pay attention. And then I ask them the second question, how can I support you? And all of us ask each other that all the time so we don't slip through the cracks anymore. I saw it in my book and in my talks that brotherhood saves lives. And I'm out there talking about how it saved lives. I saw that. So today I'm going to fully commit to writing that book. And I'm going to lean on my brother, Danielle, who I just saw walk up right now. I'm going to lean on him. I'm going to lean on community to make my commitment last longer, so that the future I envision, the future I see, the future is so powerful to me, future I could feel myself holding the podium at the talks I'm giving later on. I could feel myself being called America's brother. I could feel myself sitting across from Oprah because she just appreciates what I'm doing for men, what I'm calling men to. She appreciates the way I apologize for men that have yet to come to understand the power that there is in being responsible to everybody instead of being on your own. She appreciates that. I tell men there's more to life than just getting rich. Where I come from, that's a thing. Get rich or die trying. As if that's all there is. I saw myself being interviewed because I represent something that the world sees as important, that we remember is important. We remember we're part of a village, a community. We're part of a group. We need each other. And I'm calling men to acknowledge that and to practice being the types of humans that the group needs. And I saw it. I saw the interviews. I saw the panels. I saw myself walking out on stage. It wasn't even a stage. It was I saw myself on a show. It was one of these shows that there's a lot of women around a table and they're talking about something. They invite me in and they want to talk to me about brotherhood because I'm, as America's brother, I'm the person to talk to. And I saw myself excited to be there, glad to be there, glad to be of service, happy to answer all their questions, happy to apologize for the ways in which the men in their lives have fallen short of our real responsibility. And I saw it all and I could feel it. So today, I'm going to lean on my community to help me commit to doing the things right now, the small things. I'm just going to sit there and write. That's a small thing. I'm going to sit down with my laptop, take this laptop over there, and I'm just going to write. I'm going to write about all the things that I saw in my mind today as I was walking in my meditative practice. I saw it. I saw a lot. And I wrote down the notes. I'm going to take those notes and flesh them out. And that's going to become chapters. It's going to become chapters in this book. I'm going to act on my commitment to become America's brother by writing the book today. And I'm going to lean on community. I'm my brother Danielle here. I'm going to lean on community to create a space in my dining room today. That's where we're going to write that causes me to commit more fully, causes my commitment to last longer. I'm going to lean on community. My brother Kevin Oakey's in the house. What's up, man? I think he's in Nicaragua right now. Kevin, what's happening? He's one of my brothers. We ask each other all the time, how are you really doing? And then we ask each other, how can we support you? We are in community. All of you men who are here today, I'm gonna do a special talk just on community one of these days, on community and on brotherhood, because it's important. It's crucial. It's critical. I cannot imagine my life without it. I am more committed to being the person I want to be because I am in community, because I got brothers, because they hold me accountable, because I have support, because I've been able to language how I'm really doing and get things off. Because of community, I have been able to commit in ways that are wonderful. Listen. Don't tell nobody. I'm more committed to my wife because I got my brothers. I get frustrated in my relationship. I don't think I'm the only one. But I get to go talk to my guys and get it out. I get to express it. Ugh. I don't have to swim in it and steep in it and be frustrated by it. I get to express it. And after that meeting's over, they get to give me insight, or they get to say, man, me too. I don't feel completely alone in it, like it's inescapable or unsolvable. I remember after it's over, after I've gotten it all off, oh yeah. This is passing. This is a moment. We can overcome this. It's gonna be all right. I can remember all the reasons why I appreciate her instead of being frustrated with her. At the first brotherhood meeting I had in LA before we started, what happened was I was so frustrated with Sarah for something. I can't remember what it was. I was so upset. Can't remember what it is now. See, it's passing. I was so upset. I walked to my boy Mendoza's house a mile away. I get to his house. I'm on the couch and they can tell, Wayne, what's wrong with you? Him and Abasai are looking at me like, what's up, man? I started saying all this stuff. I call her all the damn names. I need to call her to get it out of my system. Mendoza looked at me and he said, man, you're really angry with her. And I just saw in his face how angry I was, and it just kind of made me laugh. I was like, yeah, God dang, I'm really angry. Is it that serious? And it just, in just one word, you're really angry. One sentence, one phrase. I was able to look back at my own anger and be like, is this appropriate for the level, for what happened? Or is this the residue of holding so many things inside for so long? And that day, on my boy, on Jay Mendoza's couch, look him up, at Jay Mendoza, on Jay Mendoza's couch, I drafted the first the first language that was asking all of my friends, I said, listen, guys, I need you. I need you. We're going to have a meeting. I'm going to tell you when it's going to be. I need you to be there. I need you. I need your help. I drafted it right there and sent it. See, we had talked about it before, but I had not fully committed until that moment. And I, in the moment, invited my community to come together to support me in doing the thing I need to do, which was consistently off-gassing the stresses of this existence so that I could show up and be the person I really needed to be, so that I could last longer in this commitment, this previous commitment I made to this woman. I leaned on my community in order to stay committed. That was well before Hawaii ever happened. Think about it. My brotherhood group in LA helped me commit longer so that we could accomplish some of the things we had set out to accomplish in our lives, including moving our entire lives to this beautiful big island of Hawaii. Dependent upon leaning into my community. Commitment lasts longer in community. What are you committed to? And how will you build a little community? Lean on community in order to commit even longer. Who will you tell right now that I need to check in with you daily about blank? Who are you going to show up to and say, listen, I have this huge goal, like my goal. I'm losing 100 pounds, and I'm losing 10 pounds a month. For 10 months, I'm losing 100 pounds. And every week, I'm going to tell you how much weight I'm down. What is your version of that? What's your version of that? Commitment lasts longer in community. What are you committed to? How will you lean on community to make that commitment last long enough to change your life? What are you committed to? Kevin Oki, what are you committed to? Derek Chin, what are you committed to? Rosalind Collins, Lisette Rangel, Shantae, The Riot, Stella, Amy Denius, all of you who are watching in both the wellness community and outside, what are you committed to? What's a big commitment? It seems a little scary. I was listening to Ken Honda's book yesterday, one of his books yesterday, and he says, if you're ever confused about what to do, and you got multiple options, he said, choose the scarier one. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, choose the scarier option. What's the scary commitment? What's the scary commitment that you can make right now? What's the scary commitment you can make right now? Choose that one. And since it's so heavy and so scary, maybe you can lean on community to help it happen. It's scary and big and difficult. Lean on community to make it happen. What's the scary commitment you can make right now? The really scary goal. What is it? What is it? Think about it just for the last couple seconds here before we close out. We got 10 seconds or so left. Just think about what is that commitment? How will I lean on community? What is that commitment? How will I lean on community to make it happen? What am I committing to? How will I lean on community to make it happen? What is the commitment that will change everything for me that I've been holding off on? What is it? What is it? What do I choose to commit to today? How will I lean on community to make that happen? Choose today. Choose right now. Right now. All right. That's it. Everybody have a great day. That went much longer than I thought. I thought we were going to get on here and just talk for just a second. I hope you're having a great day. Congratulations to all of you in the wellness community that got on the scale today and saw something that was wonderful. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay committed. Let me know how I can support you. For all of you out there on YouTube or watching from wherever, I'll tell you more about our wellness community later. There's so much going on. Everybody have a great day. Commitment lasts longer in community. Y'all have a good one. Take care, everybody. See y'all hopefully. Hey, you know what? No, tomorrow's no good. I'm going to be super busy tomorrow. I doubt I'll see you tomorrow. But have a great day, everybody. Commit and then lean into community. Y'all take care.